Grand i10 is Hyundai India's best-selling car, and it's not hard to see why. This is a wholesome package that offers you lots in terms of space, comfort, features, and ease of use. Now, Hyundai has given it a midlife makeover and has brought with it a few cosmetic updates, a few more features, and also some mechanical upgrades. The petrol engine has been tweaked for improved fuel economy, and the diesel engine has been enhanced altogether. We've got the diesel Grand i10 with us. Let's see what's new. First things first, the model range now comprises 5 variants: Era, Magna, Sports, Sports O, and Asta. While the base Era petrol variant is almost 40,000 rupees cheaper at 4.58 lakh rupees ex-showroom Delhi, the top Asta variants are around 30,000 rupees more expensive than the outgoing car. The petrol Grand i10 is also available with an automatic gearbox, but as has become the norm, it's not available in top spec form. This car is the top spec diesel, and as you can tell, the changes to the Grand i10's exteriors are subtle yet effective. The car gets a redesigned grille, and Hyundai says the reshaped air dam has helped aerodynamics too. Also new are L-shaped fog lamp housings that are home to the new daytime running lights. The design of the 14-inch alloys is new too, and the revised rear bumper helps identify this as the facelifted Grand i10. It remains a smart looker. There are a few crucial updates on the inside as well. The Grand i10 already had a very nice interior to begin with, and Hyundai has made the right changes to up the ambience further. The changes are focused on the center console, so now there's this new touchscreen infotainment system, and the good thing is that it gets both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and there's mirror link too. The top spec Grand i10s also get a reverse camera as well as automatic climate control. Lower spec cars, however, use a simpler 5-inch touchscreen unit. Also, dual airbags and ABS are only offered on the top spec Grand i10. The second from top sports twin does get dual airbags, but the other twin levels only get a driver's side airbag. Hyundai should have been more generous with safety kit across the range. Elsewhere, the Grand i10 does retain its strong points. One of the highlights of the Grand i10 remains the space in the back seat. The front seat is set to my position, and I'm just under 6 feet tall. As you can tell, I still have plenty of knee room in the back, and what adds to the sense of space are the large windows. The only thing is that the cabin isn't very wide, so seating 3 abreast in the back might be a problem. Over to the mechanical changes on this update. As mentioned, the petrol engine has been made more fuel efficient, while the diesel engine has been enlarged altogether. The 3-cylinder engine's capacity is up from 1120cc to 1186cc, and peak power sees a 4 horsepower increase to 75 horsepower. There's a significant bump up in torque figures too, from 160 Newton meters to 190 Newton meters. How much of a difference do the enhancements and the added power make? So, when you start up the Grand i10 diesel, the first impression isn't all that positive because there are a few vibrations on the steering wheel and on the gear lever, and even when you start off, it does feel a bit crude. But once you do get moving and settle down, the noise, vibration, everything sort of calms down, and it does actually get quite smooth. If you push the engine, it sounds thummy, but again, it's not as loud as you'd expect a small 3-cylinder diesel to sound. Still, at average city speeds, you won't have all that big a problem with the engine's refinement, nor will you have any issue with the way the engine delivers its power. The good thing about the updated engine is that it's very well suited to urban conditions. So at mild throttle inputs, you can get a move on quite comfortably, and when you do want to overtake, just press down a bit harder and you get ready access to power. So there's no real turbo lag that you're dealing with. It's smooth, linear, and very friendly. In fact, real-world performance is significantly better than before. But good as the Grand i10 is in the city, it does feel a bit out of its comfort zone on the open road. You can tell that it doesn't have as strong a mid-range or isn't as peppy as Maruti and CS 1.3-litre engines. The power band is wider than before, but you'll be best off upshifting early. In effect, the Grand i10's diesel engine feels a touch down on excitement to the motors on rivals like the Ford Figo. But then, the Grand i10 isn't intended to be a thrilling car to begin with. The Grand i10 may not be an exciting car to drive, but it's all about ease of use here. The steering is light, the clutch is light, the gear lever is easy to operate. So this is a very easy car to live with, and that is the underlying theme for the Grand i10. There's more to like about the Grand i10 too. The Grand i10 was a nice riding car to begin with, and Hyundai has made tweaks to improve suspension refinement. So even when you go over a pothole now, you hear less of it, and well, it's also feeling slightly better. There's less bobbing and pitching too, the steering has more self-centering action, and there's generally a greater feeling of control at the wheel. With the facelift and updates to the diesel engine, Hyundai has taken a good product and made it better still. The Grand i10 feels fresh, it's beautifully put together, and with the added power, the diesel engine has got a little bit more zing too. Sure, more power for the diesel would have been better, and the Grand i10 still lags behind the competition in terms of safety equipment, but when you judge the Grand i10 for what you pay for it, you'll understand why over 10,000 buyers put their money down for one each month. This is clearly one of Hyundai's best products.